Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy Sunday to everyone. It's nice of you all to join us. And guys, this would not be Sunday evening on War Week Radio without the counsel of our very dear friend, 5-decade fight trainer, the incomparable Coach James Gogue. James, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, Joe, I'm doing good. There was a couple good fights I saw last night, and they were all on that top rank fight card over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with the Hard Rock Hotel. And,
that's right, Tulsa, Oklahoma, at the Hard Rock. Yeah, beautiful facility.
Good fights, and it was a good card. Brad Goodman,
does it again.
Top matchmaker, is the best in developing and nurturing young kids, young prospects coming up. Ain't nobody does it better, okay? Nobody. He knows that right opponent you need, okay, that's going to push you to take you to the next level, okay? That's what you do, Joe, in these fights, these developmental fights. They're building blocks, okay? You have a great opponent that's going to get you to the next level. Then the next fight, it's going to be another building block to get you to the next level. And that's how you ascend up the ladder, when you get to the 10 rounders and everything. And hopefully your coaches teach. Brad can't do it all.
Yep.
He can provide the right opponents, but your coach in the gym has to teach you the professional skill sets as you ascend to the 4s, the 6, the 8, the 10 rounds, like I talked about all the time. And the skill sets are like, the basic fundamentals. Your footwork is right. Okay, your balance, your distance, working off your jab, the combinations, the feints, the head movement. But the most important thing is mano a mano, trench warfare, baby. That's what you got to learn in these developmental fights, going through the stages, the 4, 6, 8s, okay? Because there's going to be a time in the fight. Caleb Plant found that out last week. You can't run from your opponent the whole fight. You got to sit down there and bite down and let them know that I'm not going to be the bully. I mean, you're not going to be the bully. I'm going to be the bully. Okay?
I love it, Coach. And something tells me, guys, that he's referring to that brilliant matchup. And it was for 8 rounds, Jahai Tucker versus Nikolai Sekniashvili from Georgia, from the old Soviet Union. Oh, boy, they come out of Georgia hard as nails, the old Soviet Union. And, boy, he was there to fight. And we're going to go over that. We're going to go over all of the top-ranked card. Congratulations to Robeisy Ramirez getting a surprisingly wide decision, unanimous decision against the game, Isaac Dagbe. Oh, he proved to be a very durable, capable, competitive opponent for Robeisy Ramirez. Barry Hunter had him in great shape.
Had a little distraction I had to take care of, but
no problem, sir. No problem.
Tucker.
Yep.
Okay. Young 20-year-old kid, cocky, arrogant. Okay, but hey, being cocky and arrogant. Okay, now you got to show me. Okay, you got to show me. Okay, what you're cocky and arrogant about.
Yep.
You got to show me that when you're fighting a tough guy like that guy from Eastern Europe, that's going to come, have no respect for you, that's going to try to bully you, okay? You got to show, okay, you're cocky and arrogant, okay, show me something. And that's what he did. He let him know that he wasn't going to be he wasn't going to get bullied and have his lunch money taken, okay? He made his stand when he had to. And it started that first round, letting them know, hey, come on, okay, that's all you got? Come on, bring it, baby.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. I was very impressed. In my opinion, obviously, Robeisy Ramirez was the big winner last night on the top-ranked card, but I was very thoroughly impressed with Jahai Tucker's with his medal and him letting his gonads hang in the center of the ring.
That's it.
Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. When he was pushed to the brink, boy, he fought back and he won, in my opinion, pretty much every round except for the first.
Yeah.
When he got buzzed with that short, compact left hook in the inside.
And he bit down and didn't get intimidated. That's what I mean. You see a lot of kids nowadays, they can't handle adversity. They ain't, especially these kids in America. I'm not talking about the kids, that live in the poorer countries. I'm talking about the kids in America that they just don't have that toughness, that resilience, like the old school fighters used to have. Okay, they get a little adversity, they start panicking a little, and I wanted to see that Tucker. I wanted to see how we would bite down and let him know who's boss. Okay, Jefe in the ring. Okay, he showed me something last night. Now, he's still raw and green around the edges, but he can polish all that up. But the thing is, you can't teach this, okay?
Yep.
You can't teach hard.
Well, and so congratulations, Jahai. I can't wait to see him. So, Coach, in your mind, top 2 prospects at 54 for top rank, Jahai Tucker and Xander Zayas. Who do you like?
Oh, for the top 254-pound fighters?
Yep.
Oh, shit. That's a good fight. Zayas hasn't shown me that. Zayas hasn't shown me that that pit bull in him like Tucker did. Okay, that's an interesting fight. Okay, that's an interesting fight. They're both similar. You know what I mean? They're both still kind of green and need polishing up on the edges. But yesterday, Tucker showed me he can handle a tough fight. He showed me knows how to behave in a tough fight. Okay, that Xander Zayas hasn't shown me yet. All right. It's been pretty much. He's been asking the questions, but he hasn't been having to answer any questions. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, the knockout of the evening went to the uber talented Abdullah Mason.
Oh yeah,
one punch knockout with that check right hook.
Yeah.
As his overmatched opponent Eric Garcia Benitez was trying to close the distance. Boy, and he found out in a very resounding manner how special Abdullah Mason looks. Did you see that, Coach? And what are your thoughts on the ceiling of Abdullah Mason at 135 pounds?
He ain't going to be making 35 longer, Joe. He's 18 years old, and he had to get butt naked to make 135 point something or something like that.
That's right.
You know what I mean, Joe?
135 and a quarter.
Yeah, man. They're when it ain't gonna be long when his body starts going out, and he'll be a 40-pounder. But yeah. I want to, like I said, I want to see him. Okay, when he probably goes into the 40-pound division and has to fight a guy that could take his best punches, like this Georgian guy, and still come putting that pressure on you. Okay, that's what I want to see. Right now, he's knocking everybody out. It's been pretty one-sided, but I can't tell much about that. I can't tell much what it has to offer until I see him in a fight and how he behaves in a tough fight, how he keeps his poise and composure, and how he adapts. Okay, that's what I want to see. But right now, it's pretty one-sided.
Well, excuse me, another prospect who was stuck in with a tough piece of meat, but came out victorious. A prospect that you're not sold on, Coach, at 140 pounds, and that's Delonte Tiger Johnson, who is victorious and gets the WAD against fight veteran Alfonso Olvera. Did you catch that one, Coach?
Didn't I tell you he ain't got shit?
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't impressed me. And yesterday, he didn't impress me at all. He don't even know how to, he don't even know how to, put those good body shots. He needs to fight them tough guys like him, man. You know what I mean? He's still an amateur. Okay. I mean, geez, man. You think a guy with all those, that amateur pedigree, he'd be advanced further along with, professional skill sets, but the talent is there. It's just the coaching. The coach is not, you can see the coaches hasn't developed them skill sets in him. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. He needs to go back to the drawing board, but excuse me. Congratulations. Nonetheless, he picks up the big wide victory. Now we're going to go to the co-main event. Joet Gonzalez, puts forth an eye-opening performance, or shall I say a jaw-opening performance against Enrique Vivas. Boy, just busting up his face over 10 rounds, getting the wide UD scores of 98-92, 99-91, and 98-92. Coach, it was nonstop action for 10 rounds. Well, it was riveting. Your thoughts, sir, on, Joet Gonzalez, can he once again compete at the elite level?
Man, that fight reminded me of one of those fights, Don. A typical fight when Don Targan used to do at the
Yep.
Olympic from 64 to 84. Once a week. That was a typical type of battle. Man on mano a mano in the trenches and everything. That's what this fight was all about. But Joet had more skill. He was landing the more professional, quality, effective blows. Which, like you said last week, Joe, that's what the judges look at, them eye-catching punches, the cleaner, effective shots.
That's
and
right.
The other guy was throwing a lot, but Joel was blocking a lot and everything.
Yep.
The guy's volume output was high, but his punch connect rate was lower at the professional level. So it was a great fight. That guy, man, he ain't gonna have a long career. Guys like that, they get beat up like that. He don't have much time on this clock. That's another McGill, Alacran, Burchell, or what's that? Vargas, the Vargas from Mexico City.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? The Vargas, the guy on the Mexican Olympic team that comes in, takes a lot of punches, that is shot now.
Francisco Vargas. Oh gosh, Francisco Vargas. I forgot about him with Golden Boy Promotions.
He's in the same clone.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no defense and you fight at that high punch volume attack and you keep getting hit, you ain't gonna last long in this business, man. I see it all the time. Okay, it shortens your career, fights like this, and you're taking all that punishment and everything, man. This kid. He's got a big heart, fights with a lot of mental toughness and resiliency, but takes too many punches. And guys like that don't last. I mean, he ain't gonna, his ceiling is almost tapped out. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Well, congratulations nonetheless to Mr. Joet Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Picks up the big victory and advances, hopefully, to get another big opportunity sometime soon. Guys, with a big winner last night.
You got static on your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Excuse me. Once again, let me see if I've got my mic hooked up correctly. Hold on. Okay. Can you hear me now, sir?
Still static.
Still static. Let's switch mics. This wasn't sound as good, but we're going to go ahead and use this. How's this? Are you picking up static on this one, sir?
Oh, yeah, it's better.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
You see how we adapt, listening audience? You got to do the same thing in boxing. When something ain't working right, you gotta adapt. You gotta have extra tools you gotta have extra weapons in your arsenal, and pull them out of the room, the blockade, and go to war. Okay, the same thing.
Thank you, Coach Gogue. I appreciate you helping me out, brother. But in the main event of the evening, Robeisy Ramirez picks up the WBO featherweight championship in a surprisingly wide decision, unanimous decision against Isaac Dogbe, right? Did you anticipate now, once again, most people favored Robeisy Ramirez. He was then 8-1 betting favorite. But did you expect the scorecards to be that wide, sir, at the end of the fight?
He was landing, like you said, Joe, last week. It's the cleaner, effective punches that they score, that they give you the favoritism when they score rounds. Okay?
That's right.
He was landing the more clean, effective punches, round by round by round by round. The guy was throwing more punches, but Robeisy had his hands up in that nice high guard defense in that southpaw position. Reminded me of Ronald Winky Wright, blocking those punches, staying relaxed, and just waiting for that opportunity where the openings would occur. Then he would strike, and take advantage of them. But the other guy was just hitting his gloves, hitting his forearms, hitting his elbows with body shots. He wasn't landing, Joe. He was stoned, but he wasn't landing. He had a very ineffective offensive attack. Now, what he should have done, Joe?
Yes, sir.
There, Joe?
Yes, I'm right here, sir.
Robeisy was like this all the time. He should have.
Yep.
He was staying too much a distance. Barry.
Yes.
Saying that.
Getting on his ass. Yep.
Showing him too much respect. Like Barry
Yep.
Hunter, the great trainer, Barry Hunter was saying he should
Out
have
of
got
DC. Yep.
distance closer. And when he was in that high guard defense, start pulling his hands down like Lomachenko. Whack, whack. Pull his guard down. Whack,
Yep.
whack. But he didn't have that. I don't know, that meanness in him to want to try to get close and keep it close in the pocket and everything. Man, he was giving this kid too much space the whole night. But
Agreed.
His offensive attack was, it was disappointing.
Yep. So what's next, do you think? And how good is Robeisy Ramirez at 126 pounds, sir?
Man, he's going to be 30 years old. Hey, put him in nothing but big fights. Fuck this bullshit.
Yep.
Fighting the number 5 contender. No. Put him. Then the way boxing is nowadays, man. Nobody wants all the champions. There were different promoters, different television networks. They don't want to fight each other. I like to see him in with Lara. I think he'll beat Lara.
Absolutely. I'd love to see that fight. I will say this, though, Coach. And once again, Don Chargan's Promotions 101, right? If a guy's not a big ticket seller, you have no choice but to stick him in tough to increase his market value.
Yeah, but look, Joe, they got Alberto Luis Lopez, the IBF champion.
That's right.
After he knocks out Michael Collin, that's a good fight.
That's a great fight.
And they're both with the same promoter. So that fight can be made. But Vargas, he's with PBC.
Yep.
And the other guy is with Matchroom.
Yep.
And it doesn't what do you call it? Drive enough excitement for them guys to, unify.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's just not a big enough money fight.
But Luis
affair for those. Yeah.
But that guy, whatever that guy's what's that guy's name? The IBF champion?
Lopez. Yeah.
Yeah, Lopez. Luis Lopez. What's his first name? I forgot. Damn it.
I think it's Luis Alberto Lopez.
Alberto Luis Lopez. Yeah.
Yep.
He's a damn good fighder.
Yep. Tough.
He's a good fighter. And him and Robeisy, that ain't an easy fight for a Robeisy, let me tell you. But Robeisy, man, remember I said last week, Joe, or a couple weeks ago when I was analyzing this fight, damn near 400 amateur fights, 2 Olympic gold medals. You know what I mean? All that experience, even though he only has 13 pro fights, it doesn't matter. All that amateur experience is like having an extra 50 pro fights in your resume, man. Oh,
yep.
You know what I mean? You can't teach that experience he has, and especially on the international level, he got in the amateurs. Okay, you can't teach that.
That's right. Well, nonetheless, congratulations to Robeisy Ramirez for picking up the vacant WBO featherweight championship. Let's hope we see the Lopez unification bout sooner rather than later. And guys, before we start talking about the big fight from London, England yesterday, let's say hello to our very dear friends in the chat. Give a shout out to my brother Jesus and saludos, Coach Injo. Saludos to you, my friend. Thank you for always support the coach. And our brother Peter Von Arx. Good evening, Joseph and Coach Gogue. Good to see you all again. It's great to see you again as well, my friend. I also want to give a shout out to my brother Joseph Brown. Salute, Joseph and Coach. It's time to cash out AJ against Fury and move on. Boy, you took the words right out of my mouth. We're going to talk about that next, my friend, and see what the coach thought of Anthony Joshua's performance. We'll see where he ranks Isaac Dogbay's performance. Was it more inspired or about the same as Anthony Joshua's? And Peter Von Ark says, yep, that Tucker kid is a good fighter. Can't wait to see him fight again. I really love that step up. And Coach, boy, he really tore it down very eloquently. That's what we like to see from our matchmakers. And we like to see them test their prospects at the 4, 6, and 8 round levels. Get them ready for the championship 10 and 12 round fights. All right. Also want to give a shout out to my brother, the SSP Diving. Thank you for joining us. He says, what's up, Joseph, Coach and chat? Good show with Boxing Gems last night. And yeah, this is what I get for staying on for 3 hours during the Anthony Joshua fight and then staying on his show for almost 6 hours during the Top Rank broadcast. I've got no voice left. Man, at the end of the evening, well, I actually started singing some Stevie Wonder last night.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame he took it down, or else I'd ask you guys to go check it out. I want to give a shout out to my brother, but thank you so much for joining us last night. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I want to give a shout out to my brother Juice. He said, salute Mr. Heron, Coach Gogue in the chat. Let's talk boxing on War Week. That's what we're here for, guys. And guys, once again, this is why we bring Coach to you guys from Leon, Mexico. There's nothing else. There's nothing else like listening to the coach break apart and analyze all of these matchups. It's a real honor to be to listen to him every single week, isn't it? And we do this all for you guys. Juice also says Jahai Tucker with an incredible stand-up performance last night. He's tough. Oh, so was that Nikolai from Georgia. Well, that was a tough piece of meat, wasn't it, Coach?
Oh yeah, Brad Goodman didn't give what's his name no freebie. Oh, well, I knew it too, Joe. You know what? I wasn't even thinking about this fight but when they got in the ring and they announced that guy, I go, man, I don't Eastern European guy that's from he's not from the U.S. He grew up in that part of the woods where them kids are usually they grow up tough. They're poor, they're hungry, they're tough. Okay, they grow up with strong work ethics. Okay, because they don't make a lot of money where that guy's from. So he probably he knows what it is to be hungry. Okay, to be poor. Guys like that are poor and hungry, are driven. And he, when I seen him in the ring, I looked at his record, I looked at him, said, that dude looks like in shape, man. First thing I said to myself, man, before the fight start, man, that Tucker's in a tough fight, man. Brad's probably mad at him because he didn't make weight the last fight. So, okay. You're going to move up in weight? Okay. Now you're okay. But we're not bringing in that. I don't know if we're not going to bring in that same opponent. We're bringing somebody else.
Yep, that's it.
He brought in a guy. A lot of matchmakers nowadays would never put that guy in with a young kid like Tucker, man. But I'm telling you, man, these matchmakers nowadays, man, they're soft. They don't like Ryan Garcia. We'll talk about eventually about how Robert Diaz, spoon fed him. It didn't really season him up for the big moment he's going to have in a couple of weeks. He's not seasoned enough. Okay, he hasn't been in enough tough fights. This Tucker kid, man, that was a good first fight, a good first tough fight. Now he keeps on progressing through the ranks, fighting guys like that. Oh, he'll be a player. He's only 20. And Brad Goodman, like I said, he knows how to match it. Ain't nobody better at matching and developing fighters than Brad. I mean, look at his track record, man. Since and I know Brad. I don't know. I've known Brad since the early 90s. I don't know, say 30 years. Yeah. So I know his reputation. He matches you tough. And when you sign with Top Rank, they don't, Joe, if you look at their roster, man, they don't sign just anybody. They sign the cream of the crop. Okay. And and when you sign with them, none of this, you're going to fight the bum of the week over there. Okay. Every fight is going to mean something. And when you sign with them, you're expected to fight these tough guys like that to get that right development, and the right seasoning and nurturing when you're going up to the ranks, like I talked about. Okay, now this Tucker, he still got to polish up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask you, do you think he made this fight a little too difficult for himself?
Yeah, Joe, that's what I'm saying. He needs to polish up. He could have. That guy was cut like in the later 8th round or so. And I would have worked on that eye, man. I would have just focused on busting that eye out with that jab and making it bigger and bigger. Then once all that blood gets in his eyes, was it his right eye or his left eye?
I can't remember, sir. I think it was his left. Or no, his right eye. Right eye.
If it was his right eye, just keep cutting, busting it up with that jab. Cut it up. Then he won't be able to see that left hook coming. Throw a right hand out there just to get his attention, not even a hard one, and just come back with the left hook real quick. And, because you're going to get you get hurt with the punches you don't see, okay? And if he's got blood in his eyes, man, you get hit with a punch coming from an angle you don't see, like a left hook. Yeah, but stuff like that, Joe. Plus,
Yeah.
Break. He got a tough kid like that. You got to know how to break him down. He was breaking him down, okay, but he's more body punching. Okay, guys like that when they're slowly breaking down, fuck the head, start going to the body. That takes their energy level this much lower. Their legs start giving out more. Okay, then you start going back to the head. But the jab is number one weapon when you're breaking your fighter down. Them little bitty 10-ounce gloves or 8-ounce gloves, you keep getting hit by them. You keep getting hit by them round after round after round. Your face is going to start getting swelled up. And if you got a cut, that cut starts getting bigger and bigger. And it's just going to set up all his other weapons he has, okay? Now, I like the kid's confidence and his swagger. And he showed me that mental toughness in that resiliency, okay? And he did, a lot of kids nowadays, they're like him. He's cocky, he's arrogant, confident in his abilities. But when it gets tough, they don't have that in them, that it in them, that pit bull.
Yep.
Okay, so Tucker, he did a good job. But hey, that's just one great fight. Hey, man, he's still a long ways to go, okay?
Yeah, during that first round, I was actually afraid that it was going to turn out to look like Vernon Forrest versus Ricardo Mayorga won.
Yeah, but that was at the highest level, Joe. This is a lower level.
Indeed, true, very true. Nonetheless,
this is this is going to prepare him for fights like that when he has to fight. When he starts, going up the food chain, this fight right here is going to prepare him for fights like the ones in the future, okay? Maybe he has to fight that Alexander Zayas in the future, okay?
Yep, very possible.
Hey, right there, he showed me he's more battle. If he keeps getting fights like this, he shows me he's more battle tested than the other kid who hasn't had to go through this. The other kid hasn't had to go through this heat. That's Zayas. Yeah.
Yep, great performance. Jesus M gets the agrees, sir. Says Tucker looked good. He sure did. Also want to give a shout out to my brother John McSmith. Salute to the incomparable living legend, Coach James Gogue. Yes. Thank you for always supporting the coach, John. We really appreciate it, my friend. Jesus M also says, you know what? That's the problem with boxing. If it doesn't bring money fights, or if it doesn't bring money, fights aren't made. Rabisi versus all the champs now or never. He's 30 years old, which is ancient at 126 pounds. Yep. Couldn't agree more, Jesus. Couldn't agree more, my friend.
But Rabisi, he's got a good defense. He don't take a lot of punches. I know motherfuckers that were 21 years old and were old. Remember I told you that joke?
Yep.
Mondo Ramos. Champion at 19 was a shot fighter when he was 21. All right.
Yep. That's correct.
Ray Mancini, boom. He was a shot fighter when he was 26, 27. Okay. So the age nowadays, because of nutrition and all these advances in medical sciences and all that bullshit, strength and conditioning, you could fight 35, 36, 37, you know what I mean? As long as you take care of your body, you're eating right. And if your defense is good, that's key. If you're not taking a lot of punishment, you could fight in them later ages nowadays, okay? Because you're not. Hopkins is a perfect example. Bernard, he won a title. He won another title when he was 45 years old. Okay. So defense, baby, defense will bring you longevity in this business. Defense. Eddie Futch told me that a long time ago. The great Eddie Futch. He trained Frazier, Arguello, Holmes. I don't know. He trained all. He's considered one of the greatest coaches of all time. He told me, James, if you ain't got no defense in this business, you're gonna have a short and glorious career. He told me that like 30 years ago. He's so true.
Yep. Well, I tell you what. Let's turn the page now and let's review and get the coach's thoughts on a gentleman who's no spring chicken in the sport of boxing any longer, than age 33 to be exact, which is, well, usually prime time for a lot of great heavyweights. But it almost seems like this gentleman, well, he's starting to, fight on putt on the back nine, so to speak. And I'm referring to Anthony Joshua. And once again, he was victorious against the very underwhelming but defensively sound Jermaine Franklin, getting the wide UD12 with very wide scores, 118, 111, and 117, 111 twice. Wow, Steve Gray actually scored one round even. Can you believe that? But that's it. I mean, Coach, your thoughts on Anthony Joshua's first stint with head trainer Derek James?
It looked like a gym sparring session out there, man. It didn't look like no real fight. You know,
Yep.
it looked like a gym sparring session. Okay, basically, all right. There was not like no sense of urgency to win, to put the pedal to the metal, to turn it up, to try to take this guy out. Man, it's pretty much a dreadful fight and everything, man. You know, and AJ. He needed to make a big statement to let him know that, hey, okay, I'm still a major player in this business. But since he hasn't, everybody's saying, oh, man, just get the Fury fight, cash out, get your golden parachute, as they call it. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, you look, guys, and once again, if you want to, now think about this. Look at the size of the arena that he fought in. Look how long it took for all tickets to sell out. Listen to the fans at the end of the fight booing, right? Look, if you want to make that big coin, you've got to fight the A-list opposition. Quality of opposition matters if you want to be featured on pay-per-view, if you want to make those huge purses. And yeah, so what do? Do you cash him out now, Coach Gogue? Or do you put him in 2 more tune-ups like this for the rest of the year? Go after the big fish in 2024.
Honestly, if you want longevity for this kid's career, that was his first fight under Derek James.
Derek James, yes.
Okay. I would say it takes 3 fights for a fighter and trainer to gel. Okay, to start, you know, because when you're getting a new trainer, hey man, it's basically you're learning a new way of doing stuff, the way he trains, his philosophy, different verbiage, and probably learning stuff he's never learned before. Okay.
Yep.
All right. He's probably learning stuff he never learned before. And
yeah, indeed.
If you and when you're learning, when you're getting new knowledge, okay, and you're trying to develop the new knowledge and the skills, hey, that shit don't happen overnight. Fuck no. It takes a series of fights. Every training camp, practicing what you're taught, what you're newly taught every day, so it becomes natural and instinctive. Let me give you an example. The shoulder roll. Okay, I teach my guys that. One of my guys, I got it. He's doing it good now. I've had him for 3 fights. I had him for a year. Okay, when you show him the fundamentals of the shoulder roll, rolling the shoulder, keeping your chin tucked in, protected under that lead shoulder, having that, your backhand, your right hand, ready to catch that right hand or come back, catch the left hook. You know what I mean? Old school style. You see Ken Norton doing it real good. He'll whack, bap. You know what I mean? Or Floyd Mayweather, or good. When you see old school fighters doing this, like Tucker, he was doing it a little bit. He was boom, boom, and keeping it. As long as you keep that chin tucked, all that stuff takes a long time to learn. If you're starting to learn it, you can't learn it in a fight. It's hard to, man. But you keep next camp, you practice it more and more. Then next camp, you practice it more and more. What I'm trying to tell you, Joe, you learn the skill, but every fight you polish it up. Okay, you perfect it more. Okay. It doesn't happen overnight, man. It takes a while to learn this shit, man. You know what I mean? That's an advanced style of defense. Okay, then if you want to have that high guard defense like he had last night, that's just keep your hands up and make sure your chin's tucked and the gloves are covering your face and the gloves are angled in so there's no opening. Like Winky Wright, Ronald Winky Wright does it beautiful. Has his southpaw, has his hands up, elbows tucked in, gloves open. The gloves are totally covering his face, man, where it's hard to get a clean shot off on him, man.
That's right.
It ain't just keeping your hands up. Get your hands up. I see a lot of fighters get your hands up, but look at all the hands open. And they keep getting hit. Mexican fighters, too. Their hands up. Only thing this blocks is some hooks. Okay, but the straight shots or the uppercuts down up the middle, you're gonna get hit. It's the way you position your glove. What I'm trying to say, the moral of this is the way you position your gloves on your face, and the way the technique is having the hands open, angling them in. Okay, so the punches are landing right here. Winky right, beautiful. He's beautiful blocking punches. Another guy is Marlon Starling.
Oh, Marlon Starling.
He does it real good. Not too many guys could, there's guys out there but them guys really perfected that high guard defense. See, all this stuff, Joe, these skills, there's so many skills you got to learn, man, if you want to be a good fighter. The more skills that you acquire, the more skills that you polish up and develop, the more weapons you're going to have in your arsenal. Just like when you got to adapt, just like when you had to find that extra mic, you got to adapt in the fight. This defense ain't working. So what do I got to do? You got to change up your defense. Okay. Yep. If one defense ain't working, you better have 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. All right. But stuff like that, Joe. It's a multitude of skill sets. And the thing is, Derek, this motherfucker is 33 and he's trying to learn stuff. He's gonna really have to practice over and over.
Yeah, you know what? I really feel
until he becomes proficient in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really feel for Anthony Joshua. And once again, right out of the Olympics. What
do you feel for him? That motherfucker made millions, man. Shit.
Yeah, he's made about 100 million quid his entire career, right?
I feel sorry for that motherfucker.
Well, no. I'm saying that he came out of the Olympics already a big star, big ticket seller, big anticipation. Got the IBF title against Charles Martin over 7 years ago, Coach. Okay, since then he's been expected to fight the very best in and around his division.
Oh, well,
in his division. Yeah, well, I'll say this. Coach Ronnie was quite shocked when he spent a lot of time with Anthony Joshua, went over fundamentals on how little he actually knew at this
level. Joe, I was just talking about this right now.
That's right.
I didn't know Ronnie said that. My boy Ronnie.
Yep. Yeah,
talking about all this shit right now. I didn't know Ronnie told you all this stuff.
Well, now that he didn't get the assignment, I can go ahead and spill the beans. Yeah, he and Jamal were there to meet him in Houston, and they were trying to show him tips on how to actually use a more intelligent jab, how to be more assertive. They were shocked as well as how the 3-belt champion, how little he actually knew.
Who do you blame? His fucking coach. The first one, McCracken. He didn't
Rob
teach him
McCracken,
all this stuff.
Yep.
Hey, if the fighter is not doing this shit, it's your job as a coach to teach him these skills, these skill sets.
Right? Coach, maybe you can actually shed some light on this. And I'm with John right here. I'm with Mr. McSmith. He seems to have the beat here. He says, Coach, please break down AJ's shite footwork for us, please, sir. What was he? Now I was trying to figure out what he was trying to do. He was stepping to the side, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is he trying to set up here? Could you pick that out?
Warm fight. I wasn't paying attention to it much. I'm like, man, I wasn't paying attention to the details.
Oh, jeez.
So I couldn't give you I can't give you an honest answer, John. I wasn't paying attention to all that stuff and everything. First thing I saw to myself, this motherfucker, there ain't no sense of urgency. Like he wants to whoop that motherfucker Franklin's ass.
You know what? I had been told. Go ahead, sir.
That's what I saw. It was in that sense of urgency, that meanness, and that meanness, and that assertiveness in him. That I want to put an ass whooping on him.
And that's what I was told.
You don't need fucking good footwork to do that. It's all mental, man.
That's it. I think he's turned into a very fragile version of himself. This isn't the same.
Made hundreds of millions, man. You make that kind of money, you get soft.
Yeah. Well, this is what Carl Froch brought up, okay, after the fight, and he was there ringside to witness all of it. Excuse me. He said, in the ring at the world title level, he's been there, he's done the business, and now I don't know what motivates him. We talked about it. He wants the money. I don't understand why he's fighting still. I just don't. It's a dangerous sport. Money can't be the motivation when you've earned over 100 quid. I've not seen anything in that performance that he wants to be a world champion again. End quote. Your thoughts on, do you agree with everything that Carl Froch just said?
I can't argue against that. Yeah, he's pretty accurate. Yeah. Yeah. Like I
So
said,
if
Joe, he
you,
didn't have that fire and a sense of urgency. Like, okay, I wanna show the world I'm still a worthy name in the heavyweight division, and I can win another title. Okay. He didn't show me that hunger last night, that fire. And it, fuck the footwork and all that bullshit, the X's and O's. It comes from here. It comes from here.
Well, Coach Gogue, we're going to go through the ring recognized heavyweight rankings in the top 10, right? And I'm going to call out a name. You tell me how you believe Joshua would do at this juncture of his career, okay? We're going to start with number 10, Frank Sanchez.
Fucking garbage, too.
No,
hey, all the heavyweights are garbage, man. There's only a few of them that are worth this shit.
Okay, no. I'm not asking you that, Coach. I'm asking you, how does Joshua do against him? Win or lose, win, lose, draw.
He's athletic. He has a tough style. You know what I mean? He's safety first, too. It'd be a boring match. I'd fall asleep by the second, third round because nobody wants to take chances. Fuck them both.
Yep. Number 9, Coach Ronnie's guy, Filip Ergovich.
It's a chance to beat him. The way he looked that night, yeah.
Number 8, Joseph Parker.
Fuck. That guy's number 8. Joshua still has a slight chance of beating that guy. He ain't got shit.
Well, they've already fought, and that was a unification bout at one point in time.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very, defensive-minded affair from both guys. Not much happened in that fight. Joshua basically beat him with boredom. Number 7. This is shocking. He's still at number 7. And honestly, I think this gentleman would right now give Joshua a very, very tough test, and he might beat him. Luis Ortiz, the old man of the division.
Shit, that 50-year-old grandfather?
Yep. Boy, he sure gave Andy Ruiz Jr.
He's a southpaw, so that'll give Joshua problems because he don't know how to fight southpaws. Yep.
Dillian White, another gentleman on the back 9.
Shit, they're both. Yeah. Like I said, the heavyweight division is garbage.
Let's keep going. Number 5, Andy Ruiz Jr.
I give Andy a chance. It depends on what how focused and how hungry Andy Ruiz comes in. I give him a slight chance, yeah, or it's even pretty much even.
Joe Joyce.
Even slow ass Joe Joyce would give him a hard time because he's got a good chin. He's always in shape, and he's always putting that pressure on you. But the thing is, he's got a good chin. Yep. He can take Joshua's big punches.
He has a great jab.
Pressing the action.
Yep, he's got a great jab and he's assertive.
And he got a good jab. He's assertive, and he can wear Anthony Joshua down.
And he's got some crack in your shot. He's got heavy hands. Obviously, he just touches you with him, boy. And that steady drop fills the bucket with Joe Joyce. Number 2.
Joe Joyce the edge.
Yep, I would too. Number 3 is obviously Anthony Joshua. Number 2, Deontay Wilder, Coach.
Oh, Wilder, if he hits him, good night. That boy, I think he's a shot fighter. I think because of the wars with Fury, eventually it's going to come out and show the people that he ain't the same. But when you can hit like him, plus Malik Scott,
yeah,
he's having more time.
Excellent job.
He's having more time to develop his boxing skills that he never developed, like how to use his jab intelligently, how to feint, how to polish up on his combinations, make sure they're sharper, crisper, more accurate. Okay, none of that wild shit. So he's starting, from what I see, he's starting to. But goddamn, man, the guy's 40 fights into his pro career, and he's learning this shit.
Yeah, same boat as Joshua.
Yeah.
And obviously number 1, Tyson Fury.
Oh, Tyson would have a field day. That would be easy work.
That very well may be his next fight. And we all know the answer of the current lineal ring heavyweight champ, Alexander Usyk. Yeah. Already has 2 big victories over Anthony Joshua. So once again, guys, if you look at the top 10, I didn't see Coach really favor Joshua against any of them. Did you?
I didn't hear it. But let's give Derek James the benefit of the doubt. That was his first fight. Like I said, I've had guys when it was their first fight. It's hard to, what you're trying to teach him, okay? What you're trying to teach him, what he needs to learn to be the fighter he's supposed to be. Man, you can't do it in one fight. You can't build Rome in one day.
That's right.
It takes a series. It takes a lot of time. Okay.
Well, now once again, we've got some dissension within the ranks of Matchroom Sports because Eddie Hearn, seemingly wants to cash in and go for the gusto, go for Tyson Fury, the biggest money he can make right now in the heavyweight division. He wants that next, but his dad, Hall of Famer Barry Hearn, wants him to have 2 more tune-ups under the tutelage of Derek James, and then go for the big fights next year. What route do you think he takes, Coach?
If he's smart, he would go the route of Eddie's dad. Eddie's dad understands it. I didn't know Eddie's dad said that. We're on the same page.
He's a Hall of Famer. Yep.
Yeah. Him and Don Chargan did a lot of business together, man, back in the days. Yeah. But he understands, and we're on the same page. I didn't know he said that, so yeah, I would agree. I would go that route. I wouldn't try to cash the guy out now. That's not fair. Let me get some time with Derek, to develop more confidence, to bring back that high level of confidence he had before them losses, and whatever Derek is teaching him, you know what I mean? Polish it up, perfect it. Okay. But the thing is, here's the thing, Joe. He needs, in order for Derek to get the best out of AJ needs to get back into camp. Even though he doesn't have a fight set up, he needs to get back to Dallas and work with
Derek James
in developing all those things he taught him. Get back over there, okay? Keep polishing him up. Keep perfecting all those skills that he taught him, okay? He just can't wait around 6 months. All of a sudden, we got to fight, so we're gonna come back, come to camp now. He probably's gonna forget everything Derek taught him.
Yep.
But he needs to take a month off to get back to Dallas. Even though he doesn't have a fight coming up, they still could work on all the stuff he learned in this camp and perfect it. And Derek can add more stuff, okay, to his weapons arsenal and everything. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say, Joe. And he comes back, it's a waste of time. 6 months from now, he's going to go back to Derek James. He's going back to square one. He's going to forget everything Derek taught him, and he probably will forget everything Derek taught him. And they're back to square one, learning going over the same shit, and they can't go to the more advanced stuff. It's like, you learn algebra in this camp. You go home, you come back, you forgot it all. So he's got to give you that refresher course on algebra. Well, how the hell can you go to geometry, if you're still stuck in algebra? Okay?
Okay. That's right.
Math, you go algebra, geometry, calculus.
That's right.
Trigonometry, then calculus.
Yep.
Okay? How can
That's
you
right.
go through those steps, man? If you forgot everything, you're back to square one. So therefore, he should get back to camp, refresh himself and perfect his skills on the algebra level. Then introduce geometry. That's how you build a fighter, Joe. The correct way. Yeah,
that's a great analogy, Coach.
That's how I see from my own eyes when fighters develop the best. When they're with me all the time, they have a fight. Okay, take a week off, then they're back in the gym with me, and we're polishing up on all the stuff I taught them, and I'm adding more stuff to them. And that's how you develop a fighter over time. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, absolutely. That's a great analogy, and you're absolutely right on the money, Coach. Once again, this isn't just done in one camp, guys. This is a process. You have to respect the game, respect the sport, respect the process. Okay.
Hey, if you want results, if you want the right results, you got to go through the process. You can't take shortcuts and go from A to Z. It doesn't work like that in boxing, man. You got to go through the process.
That's absolutely right. Guys, I want to give a shout out to my brother, Refugio Garcia. He says Tony Bellew's unofficial card was a disgrace. He added a masterclass on Tony's card, banned Tony for life. Not only that, it was disgraceful. Him actually trying to step in the ring and fight Jermaine Franklin's team because they were, trying to get at his brother Anthony Joshua post-fight. It was embarrassing to everyone around him.
All that fame has went to his head. He's been on Creed a couple times, and stay retired, Tony. You got your ass whooped by Usyk, okay? Maybe that's
Oh, jeez. So thank you for the comment, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the coach, Mr. Garcia. I appreciate it, brother. Also want to give a shout out to my brother Bruce, Gas Boxing, Jazz and More. I was on Bruce's channel a little earlier. We're talking some WWF, WCW, and all things wrestling because it was the night of the WrestleMania 39. Had a lot of fun. Thank you for chopping it up with me, Bruce. Learned a lot about old school wrestling, as I always learn a lot when I speak with you. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my brother Bruce. Great stuff on his channel. Love you, brother. Also want to give a shout out to my brother James from the Boxing Source. Woo-woo! Listen to his show today. Great assessment. Great review of this past weekend's action. Guys, if you missed it, please go to the Boxing Source and please like and subscribe. James is a credit to the business. God bless you, brother, and thank you for always supporting the coach, man.
The Boxing Source from DC, James from DC.
That's right. He's from the DMV area, sir.
The DMV, tough kids over there. Barry Hunter, excellent coach.
Yep, excellent coach. I thought he did a great job. And once again, you saw the difference between Isaac Dogbe last night, even though he came up short. Unlike Richard Comey or Jose Pedraza, two former champions who have the mindset of an opponent, Barry Hunter still has him motivated to actually go out and try to win. Yeah. And our hats off to Barry, even though his man Isaac Dogbe came up short last night.
You can't blame Barry. He had the right game plan. He was saying the right stuff in the corner, the strategy. He was motivating him to the best of his ability. But if your fighter can't pull the trigger.
Yeah, when you go to the headbangers, it's funny. His fighters actually call him Master Yoda in the gym.
Yeah. I don't know the guy. Okay, I probably
he's a great guy. You'd love him. Yeah.
I never met him, but I respect him. I see what he does for those kids over there in the DC area. Okay?
Excellent mentor.
And he's a father figure. He's a positive role model, and he's a hell of a boxing coach. And you know what I mean. Hey man, that's what boxing needs. It needs more guys like him. Barry Hunter's rare. I mean, he's a rare breed, baby. Yeah,
You could also say the same thing for Coach Calvin. Gervonta Davis's head trainer. Too. He's a great guy.
Mike Stafford.
Hold on real quick. Hold on, brother.
What happened?
Sorry, man. I'm doing the show on my patio, and a pit bull comes up and, starts running up to my patio. I had to get up and scream at him a little bit. So
you should have kicked him.
No, I can't do that, brother. But yeah, it actually kind of creeped me out a little bit, guys, because it's getting late over here in San Antonio, Texas. It's starting 11 o'clock. But nonetheless, James says this. He says, Joshua beats Wilder. I don't know about that. Can beat Joyce. He can. He can also get beaten by Joyce. Fury outworks him right now, he says. And then he also says, Joshua said that he is going back. Yep, he sure did.
Going back where? To Dallas?
Yes, to Dallas-Fort Worth. He's taking maybe a week, 2 weeks off, and then he's going back. Yep.
Oh, shit. Man, everything I'm saying, man, I didn't even know he said that, man. When did he say that? After the fight?
Yeah, he said that immediately in the post-fight press conference. He also said this, Coach. He said he does indeed want Fury.
He doesn't what?
No, he said he does indeed want to fight Tyson Fury next.
But the thing is, he's smart enough to realize that I need to go back with Derek, because what he's teaching me, I'm not going to get better at it. I'm not going to perfect it unless I'm with him. every day, going to the grind, the repetition of doing it the right way.
Yep.
It's not habit to him yet. Okay,
Yep.
that's where you want to get it. When you're learning new skill sets out there, you folks listening, okay, it becomes habit, okay, over time. Okay?
That's it.
By working on it every day, grinding every day, and making sure your coach is there, to correct you if you're doing it wrong, okay, and making sure, consistency every day. Then once you do it every day, you're consistently doing it right. Then next thing comes habits, how to block, roll, counter and all that. Body fight inside, ripping body shots, stepping at angles, moving your head, working the jab, you know what I mean? Feinting and all that. I can do all that stuff blindfolded because I've been doing this, 40 years. So, I can do it. It's so instinctive to me. I know what I got to do, especially, when I'm in the gym and I'm showing my fighters something and I'm stepping at angles real quick. And they're like, you know what I mean? They're like, man, they never seen that. Stuff I'm 60 years old and I could do all this stepping angles, either right or left, rip body shots, showing them different combinations on the inside, showing them how to tie a guy up, you know what I mean? Stuff, all that bullshit, all this stuff, man. I've been doing this 40 years. Tying a guy up is a skill set. You got to know how to tie a guy. You just don't grab him and kiss him on the cheek. You got to understand how to, tie him up, lock his elbows and everything. Okay. And let him wrestle. Let him try to struggle and wrestle, waste that energy while you stay relaxed and let him waste his energy. Yeah. That's all. Hey, man, when you're going 12 rounds, you got to learn all that stuff, especially when you get hurt. You get hit with a good shot. You're wobbled, and that guy's coming at you. The worst thing you could do is try to sit there and slug with the guy. You keep your composure and poise. You smother him, and you tie him up. Okay?
That's right.
And you lock him up real good, and the ref tells you to break. You don't break. Ref tells you to break. Then you let him. Then you break. Then the ref, pray to God you got Kenny Bayless. He'll break you and let you get your distance. But the thing is, if you're in good shape, you'll snap out of that. You'll recover quick when you get hurt. If you're in great shape, okay? Conditioning is the foundation of your success in boxing. The better condition you're in, your pain threshold is higher. You know what mental toughness, Joe, is?
Yes,
sir.
You
know what mental toughness is?
What, sir?
What is it going to take to break you? All right? What is it going to take to break you? What is your pain threshold? Okay? Now, them fighters in Mexico City, they have a high pain threshold. What does it take to break them? A motherfucking lot. Okay? Because they're conditioning that, training that high altitude, 8,000 feet, running the mountains up there at 8,000 feet. All right? They have a high threshold for pain. What is it going to take to break them, guys? A lot of motherfucking, a lot. They're you know what I mean? They pretty much got to kill them, man. Okay, they might not be as skilled as American fighters, but their ability, their mental toughness, their resiliency, their high pain threshold level, and their ability, their ability not to be broken by their opponent. That's what boxing is about, baby. Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti, they had that high level of pain. They had a high level pain threshold. They had it took a lot to break them. Okay, it took a fucking lot to break them guys. That's called mental toughness, Joe.
And there it is. And look, Coach, we're already 60 minutes in. We still haven't gone over Shakur Stevenson's next fight. Sebastian Fundora's next fight. Jesse Bam Rodriguez's next fight. Would you like to schedule a show closer to the weekend, like on Thursday night, and break down all these fights and possibly preview Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko on Thursday?
Yeah, if I get a chance, yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that, guys, because we're already, but before we leave, just want to give a shout out to the always positive Joey Chaz. Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach. He says, Joseph, Canelo and AJ are both on the back end, but still making millions. Can you explain? Well, look, the Rolling Stones should have been retired 30 years ago.
They're marketable. People will pay to watch them.
Yep, and guys, guess what? The Rolling Stones are still making millions on tour. That's it. Look, it's running identically to the music industry. Boxing is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and once you actually become a mainstream attraction, it's very hard to lose that. Right? Very hard to lose that. Even look at De La Hoya getting his ass whooped, right, by Manny Pacquiao. Guarantee you, if he came back and still wanted to fight, he would have still been on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right? There it is. And Joey Chaz says, Coach, Mexicans are strong because their parents beat them as little kids. Chingao, brother. Yeah, you know what? There might be some truth to that, but we're not going to talk about that.
They're poor and hungry.
But Coach, like, once again, guys, we apologize that we weren't able to get to, because we've got...
You there, Joe?
Showtime as well as ESPN. We got the return of Shakur Stevenson versus Yoshino. We also have Jared Anderson, Big Baby Anderson versus George Arias. We also have Keyshawn Davis versus Anthony Ugit, both in their first 10-round affairs. And then we've got from San Antonio, Texas, on DAZN, the return of Jesse Bam Rodriguez, and fighting for the vacant WBO flyweight title at 112 pounds. Also the return of MJ Akhmadaliev fighting Marlon Tapales, right? We also have the return of Sebas Fundora fighting Brian Mendoza. Also Brandon Lee versus Pedro Campa from Carson, California on Showtime. And once again, we want to give Coach enough time to be able to talk about these big fights coming up, talk about the future of Shakur Stevenson. Also, because Bob Arum just stated recently, I want to press for Shakur Stevenson to fight the winner of Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. So we also want to talk about that later on this week. So, guys, look forward to, if Coach can find the time, look forward to another hour of Coach Gogue later on this week on Thursday. Also, guys, don't forget, if you haven't already seen it, go check out the latest edition of All Access, Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. It's available on demand now at Showtime. Guys, check it out. I got excited after watching it. Can't wait for this fight in 3 weeks. Coach, are you excited for that fight in 3 weeks, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah. They're building it up. They're hyping it up. So let's hopefully it lives up to the hype.
You know, it's funny. Ryan Garcia on it, he goes, look, he doesn't throw any straight punches. I've already examined and analyzed, and I know how Gervonta Davis fights because he's so short. He doesn't throw a straight left. He doesn't throw any straight punches. He throws a looping left, he throws a right hook, and he throws a left uppercut. That's all he throws. Is he right, Coach?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. They analyzed it pretty accurately, yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how that fight plays out, guys. I can't wait. In just 3 weeks, it happens. So, guys, get excited. Go prepare for it and watch that all-access special on Showtime. But, guys, that's going to just about do it. Coach, do you have any parting shots for our listening audience, sir?
No. You know, they got some good fights coming up in the next few weeks we'll be talking about, especially the one next week with Shakur Stevenson and that heavyweight. I'm very
Big Baby Anderson. Oh, let me ask you this, Coach. Does Anthony Joshua even beat Big Baby Anderson at this time?
Not in a couple fights. Not 2-3 fights. Forget about it.
Yep. That's it. Guys, on behalf of the maestro, Coach James Gogue, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a great week, everybody.
Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War a Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.